welcome back. So in this video tutorial, this is part 2. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to cover these two basic tasks or those two basic configuration. The first one is configuring DHCP for the same local area network. That means we can configure this server as DHCP protocol, which provides automatic IP address for the end devices which are found on the same local area network. And the next task or the fifth task of this part is configuring this server. That means enabling this server to provide IP address assignments for the end devices which are found on other or outside of this LAN. So let us going to the configuration directory. So here, what we should have to do first, we should have to assign this IP address statically to this server device. So to assign static IP address, we will going to the desktop, then IP configuration. So we configure it by static way, 10.2, our IP address of the server. Subnet mask can be automatically detected by the application, and here our default gateway is the first IP or the router port, this port of the router. So 192.168.10.1. So DNS. So for the sake of DNS, we will try to see it on next part of our video. So let us leave as it is. So the next task is selecting or configuring the DHCP. So here from the server we can get the tab which is services. So under services there are so many protocols: HTTP, DHCP, which is the default part, the default of IP version 4, IP version 6, TFTP, DNS, system log. There are so many protocols out there. So currently we are going to configure the DHCP. So when we are configuring DHCP for the same local area network, that means for the end devices which are found in the same local area network, it's very easy. So what we should have to do here, we can leave the pool name as it is, and the default gateway is 192.168 and 10.1. That means the default gateway for all devices which are connected to this network should be 10.1. We can leave the DNS as it is. And starting IP address. So here let's start it from 10. That means in this case, if we want to reserve some IP addresses for the specific purpose, or if when we want to need some devices in our network for using them for the specific purpose, at that time we should have to reserve some IP address for those devices. So in my case, I reserve 10. That means 9 IP address starting from not 9. We already use 10.1, and we already use 10.2 for the server. So from starting from 3 up to 9, which is equals to 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. That means we have reserved 6 IP address. So what we should have to do, we can save it. So let me check whether the configured DHCP is working well or not. Desktop, IP configuration. Then this one is the IP address that we statically assign it. I'm sorry. Say that DHCP request is failed. So what we should have to do, let us come back to the server and check some oh, I get it. Here DHCP server is not on, it is off, so we should have to make it on. So let us come back to the device and make it there again. Wow, it's working well. If we start it from 10, so it is working well. Let us check this one. Sorry, DHCP. Yeah, congratulations, congratulations. Our DHCP is working well. Wow. So we finished our configuration. That means we have finished the first task, this task, configuring DHCP for the same or for the same or similar local area network. So when we need to configure DHCP for the network which is outside of the server LAN, we should have to do one more task. We should have to do one more task. So here what we should have to do is that here in this router, this network can going outside of this LAN through this port, through this port, through the port gigabyte Ethernet 00, and this in this LAN, those devices can going to outside of this LAN through this port, and it is the same for this LAN. So here, what we should have to do is that we should have to configure uh, IP helper. We should have to configure IP helper for those three different ports that connect local area network to the global network. So let me start from this router. So what we should have to do is that we should have to uh, going to this port and providing IP helper for the devices. Enable conft, and then we should have to going to this port, though this port is gigabyte Ethernet 000. That means interface gigabyte Ethernet 000. Then at that time we should have to provide IP helper address. Then providing IP address for the service, that means the DHCP service IP address, which is 10.192.168.10.2. We have done. We do it. That is all about the configuration of DHCP for outside of the LAN. We can do the same task for this one also. Enable config t, then interface. So here we should have to identify the interface which is connect this LAN. So the interface is a gigabyte 000. So we can just write dig 000, then IP helper address, then the IP address of DHCP server 168.2. We have finished this one. Finished. Let's get to this. For that, let me check the port. The port is gigabyte turn 000. So just let us going directly to the global configuration mode, then interface gigabyte turn 000, and then IP helper address, then the IP address of DHCP. So everything is fine. Let me check this one. It's requesting for the DHCP. DHCP is valid and automatic. Private IP address is assigned. So let us come to our server. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we missed something. We should have to configure the information of this network as well as this network to the server. So let us go to the DHCP, and here, so we have three different local area networks which have in the devices. So we should have to add we should have to add another pool for this one, and we should have to add another pool for this one. So here let's say this one is pool number 2, and for the number 2 let us this one as the second pool. So for this network, the default gateway is 20.1, and this for this network starts 20 point. Let us make this one as 20 points, starts from 20.5, and let us add, and here we have also another network here which is equals to, let's make this one is pool 3, and this one is 30.1, and this one 30 points. Let's make this one starting from 15 and make it add. So I hope we have three different local area information, three different IDs information which is configured in the DHCP. So let me check this one. Refresh it and come back to DHCP. Wow, it's working. Wow, it's working. As we configure in the server for this network, for the third network, it usually starts from 15, so it started it from 15. So it's working well. Let me take this one. Congratulations. So our DHCP configuration in the same local area network as well as outside of network, it's working perfectly. So let me check this network IP address. DHCP is requesting, yeah, it starts from 5, so it can go to 6, 7, and just like this. So this is all how can we configure DHCP for the same local area network as well as configuring DHCP for the network outside of its LAN. Thank you so much.